everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. Welcome to another talkathon. I'm not going to play music. I'm just going to talk about music. More specifically on this show, I'm going to talk about giving the gift of music. Give the gift of music. Do you remember that logo? You'd always see a sticker on, the shrink wrap of an LP, or did they sometimes put it on the inner sleeve, or you'd see it in a advertisement in a magazine or something. It's always that little give the gift of music. And it was such a great idea. I mean, I've received so much music. There were some great birthdays and Christmases where, I asked for an album and my parents or, a girlfriend or a friend would buy me that album that I wanted. And those moments were very, very special to me. But it's also special because it's not just a tangible thing. It's not just like, oh, I have this in my hand and I am going to hand it to somebody. No, it's coming from here. It's coming from your New Wave t-shirt. And if anybody wants to buy a New Wave t-shirt, I got this off of Etsy. This is because it's my favorite style of music. I mean, come on, let's be honest. I'll put the link down below so you can buy it. I have nothing to do with it. In fact, it took me like over a year to find this shirt. Ronnie Barnett had it. Anyway, if you feel passionate about music and you want to share the music with people, you're sharing emotion, you're sharing passion. And that is far more personal and, in my opinion, far more important and far more special than just handing somebody a candle that you bought at Yankee Candle. Are those places still open? I haven't been to a mall in years. Or let's just say a bag of tree-shaped Reese's peanut butter or heart-shaped Reese's peanut butter cups. You're giving something of yourself when you give the gift of music. I remember some very special things. What I was thinking though, the stickers, I was talking about the stickers, you'd always see give the gift of music. There was a logo, give the gift of music. There was also one for home taping is killing music. Do you remember that? Because there was this thing where, the record companies were trying to stop people from taping their albums and then giving that tape to a friend, and then and they were going to lose a whole like $5.69, whatever LPs cost back then. And but then significantly, if 1 million people did that, then it's a lot of money. That's over $100. And then what you'd get is home taping is killing music. Give the gift of music. To me, first off, I would never want something on cassette. I was the guy that would buy the LP, and if my friend says, "Oh, can you tape that for me?" I'd go, "Okay, yeah, okay," and I never would because I felt bad. I felt that the artist or the label should make the money. Yeah, I'm one of those people that a lot of people don't like to hang out with. But it's so exciting to share the music. Forget about taping it. I would make some of the fantastic comps. I'd make them for friends. I'd make a series of them for my brother. I would make them for the ladies. And as I've said in many videos, when I make them for the ladies, it never worked. It's just great to share music. That's why I make these darn silly videos. It's always about the music. It doesn't matter what format. Poo-poo on the format. I'm a CD junkie. I've invested too much in CDs to go back to vinyl. I have not listened to vinyl in decades. Unless of course I'm over at a friend's house and they drop a needle and we give a listen. It doesn't matter to me. Format does not matter. It's the music that matters. When you give the gift of music, something special. It really, really is. Some of my favorite albums in my entire life were given to me over the years. Just a couple examples, going back to like 1979, when I turned 16, on the day I turned 16, which was October 13th, 1979, my girlfriend at the time gave me a copy of the debut album by the Records, because I had seen them on, what was it, Midnight Special or Don Kirshner's rock concert that was hosted by the Cars, and the Records were one of their special guests. And I saw that. In fact, you can catch that video on YouTube. It's now up on video. That video that I saw back in 1979 featuring the records doing Starry Eyes and some other song. I wanted that album. And my girlfriend at the time, Kimberly, bought me that album the day I turned 16, got it in my hands. And I remember we were over my friend's Gerardo's house, and that's where she gave it to me. Because that was like right outside school. We were all going to Lamson Junior High. And then later that year, on Christmas, now sometime between or around that time that the records came out, I started seeing this album by Yachts, and I wanted that album. I wanted that album. It just looked like I was going to dig it. And so I put it on my Christmas list, and Santa bought it for me. And that first album by Yachts is still an album that I cherish. It's such a dear album to me. And it's wonderful. And then the next year for Christmas, I got the, so this would be Christmas 1980. I got the import copy of the Jam sound effects because I was a big Jam fan. And the album still wasn't scheduled to come out in the US, but it was out in the UK. Rodney Bingenheimer was playing it on Rodney on the Rock, on K-Rock. And, that's where I was first hearing these songs. So I asked for it. And then my brother one day had to go to Tower Records. He hopped on the moped, drove the moped to Tower Records, and then picked it up, and then brought it back and gave it to my parents so Santa would give it to me for Christmas. I think he did that. I'm pretty sure he did, but I remember, of course he wouldn't tell me if he did or not. So I remember when, I got home from school one day. I went to my parents' closet. I just needed to make sure that I got the Jam sound effects because that was the most important thing that I wanted that year for Christmas. So I pulled it out. I go, oh my God. So I put it back in, and it gives me chills now just thinking about that moment. Oh my God, it's so amazing. But yeah, receiving this stuff, it makes such a difference to me. Sure, I picked the things out. It's not like somebody said like, hey, I'm going to, pick you up something you've never heard because I really love this and I hope you do too. It's more difficult to break that shell for me. I appreciate when people do that, but generally speaking, I somehow have to discover it myself. It's just one of those, kooky Schnee things. But then the moment I can feel that in my bones, baby. Oh, this feels so good. Fills me with passion, especially new wave passion. Remember to check the description box so you can order your own new wave shirt in various colors. I don't know why I'm advertising it. I just love it so much. But anyway, these moments are things I still remember. I'm seriously right now. I was gonna make the joke about I can't even remember what I had for dinner. I literally can't remember what I had for dinner. So I'm gonna have to remember that or think about that when I get off here, or go look at the dirty dishes and see what's left. Oh, that's right, I had that. Don't hesitate if somebody wants to hear some music. Even if you're just going to send them a YouTube link or of course I'm a CD guy. Vinyl, cassette, 8-track, whatever you want, share the music. I don't even have a problem if you buy someone a digital album. And there are people out there that just want to listen to Spotify. They don't want to buy music. I wish I was that person because I would have a whole lot of money and maybe I'd have more expensive things going on in the background here, like, gold on my walls or something. But just please be kind, give something of yourself. And that's music. As I said, you could give something that you feel passionate about, a particular album or a particular group. Oh my gosh, there's this great new 2 CD Boomtown Rats comp. I'm going to give that to Loretta. If you know Loretta, then give it to Loretta. The Boomtown cat. No, give that to Loretta or whoever. And I cannot stress the importance, because sometimes when something is bothering you, when something is filling your mind or tearing at your heart, and you can't reach out to somebody, or if you do reach out and they brush you away, put on some music. Put on the music that makes you feel good. Maybe try something new. Maybe do this. Music is a friend that doesn't talk back. And sometimes when everyone else is saying the wrong thing, sometimes you just need somebody to listen to that's not talking back to you. It's just somebody, the musician or the musicians on the album, they're guiding you. They're calming you down. They're brushing away all the negativity, and they're just bringing you back down to a great and wonderful place where you feel safe in your skin again. And that's really the power of music, the magic of music. All these people are absolute magicians. We call them musicians, but they're really magicians. So give the gift of music to yourself or to others. And that's all I have to say. I'm not going to play any music. I'm not going to edit this. I may add some album covers that I mentioned a little earlier. But let me know if you like the format where I'm just talking. I mean, maybe not this subject or whatever. But when I put together videos that feature sound bites and music and all this kind of stuff, I go through and I'll talk for a half hour. I'll cut that down to 10 minutes. Then I spend a couple hours making a medley. And sometimes people won't even get to the medley. Sometimes they do. But sometimes I just want to make a video and talk about music, share ideas with you, and see what you have to say or what or recommend or think, in the comments below. And sometimes it's just easier to do that. And I'm not as anxious, I got to get this done in this amount of time, blah, blah, blah. It's just friends reaching out to friends. And that's what life is all about. You need to touch somebody and it's always going to come out wrong. You just need to heal somebody sometimes just by giving a little bit of music, by lifting them up with song. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.